like so tough.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And we get to have a little break and just wind down and be vulnerable, especially with new people, and also allow those like new relationships to form, because I think we need those.
Like once you have knowledge and you can't really go back and not be accountable for it. So like, you know, if you do get what you're worth, you got to uphold that, because everyone's going to be looking to kind of knock you down and try to find a way to be like, see, I knew it wasn't you. I knew you didn't really.
Yo, I gotta have faith and believe that this was for a reason. And because I can look back on every single thing that has happened to me and connect the dots. It's like, well, that hard time catapulted me into the next thing I'm supposed to do.
Once you feel somebody's energy, it's kind of easy to just kind of bring them in and really get down to the nitty gritty, because you get past that surface level stuff. But that's what we did.
Usually it's not the fear of others, but it's the fear of us getting what we know we deserve. But it's like, are we gonna attain what we're thinking? It's like that's the fear right there.
And that's why we're having a conversation like this. All grew up separately on our separate journeys, and we're all tapping into the same thing. It's like, well, so what is that?
If once you tap in to like that private circuit, and you're able to do it just as a solo artist and not have. Woo!
Yeah,
I ain't saying nothing. I was like,
I ain't telling nobody none of my connections.
Yeah, I was like,
I was about to be like,
You need a drummer?
no, I'll tell you for sure.
I'll do the triangle. But if you next
Cowbell?
Yeah, I'm
Play the cowbell?
It's really insane, because the higher they pay, the less you have to do.
I believe that.
So the more I'm getting paid, I'm doing 4 songs.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, this is crazy.
That's
and then
beautiful.
the rest of that, they flying you out, they gifting you with stuff, like
Putting you up.
They make you a member of their private club.
Yeah.
Is that the way you imagined it though as a kid?
No.
No, right?
No, not at all. I didn't know it was gonna, like, some of the shit that I've done in the past 5 years, I wouldn't have expected that, because, like, just for example, like, big private show in the middle of the Redwoods, $10 million stadium within there, and I'm closing the show, and the people that was before, Conan O'Brien is hosting, and then I'm closing the show right after Brooks and Dunn.
That's super.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't film it all. There's no phones allowed. And so I'm having,
we need more of that.
like, it's so crazy, because the atmosphere and everybody's so attentive, and it's insane.
It's a real,
It's a real show,
different
man.
energy.
A real show.
Yeah.
A real show. And so, but I wouldn't have even thought about.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what? Where's it done?
Yeah.
I'm closing it though. I want you to, kids telling me, you gonna close it. You gonna close it.
Hell yeah.
I was like, all right, yo, like, and they'll give me some black big ass song like a Superstition or a Man's Word or something, and I'll close it. You know what I'm saying? But it's I would never imagine just from a private show, not even like industry politics. For real.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard you sing, and I heard my friend Johnny and said that you were great, and we want to fly you up here, and we're just gonna do a show. We'll tell you more about it when you get here. I'm like, all right, cool. That's how I have it. No politics at all.
Going from singing in church to fucking singing in like a big thing like that.
Insane, bro.
That's beautiful.
Insane. So I'm just riding away. But then I feel like most important information is what I got just looked like 20 minutes ago.
Patches just did an episode of The Chaos. It blew up.
See,
It's like the longest episode we got. It's been like the most watched that quickly too. Like I think in the first 24 hours it hit like 4,000 views in like the
That's just
first.
splendid, man.
He came twice. After it was like, we need him back.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I need to go and watch that episode. Yeah, like.
Funny thing is, we just met Patches too. Like it's crazy because we just met him in
Well, my watch keep
6
coming
months
loose.
ago. Five. I met you like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I met him 6 months ago.
Wow.
I met him actually before I met Patches.
Wow.
Crazy. It's what we're talking about. It's an energy thing, man.
Yeah.
Like once you feel somebody's energy, it's kind of easy to just kind of bring them in and really get down to the nitty gritty. Because you can get past that surface level stuff, but that's what we did. We all did that real fast. I feel like it was no surface level. It was straight to like, so like what moves you, man? Like what you out here doing? Like what's your drive? Like what's the mission, man? What are we trying to accomplish? Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing with just trying to feed off of people's energy. That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
It's a vibe, man.
Me and him at a music festival chopped it up for like 40 minutes while the show was going on, just about life and faith and depths and like energy and shit like that. And the craziness was going on around us. literally going on right around us, and it just like it didn't even like everything else was just noise.
Yep.
That's when the vibe is real, man.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
But then we could also joke around because the three of us were just in Miami together for the last 7 days, and we laughed our asses off.
Man.
Crazy.
What was I at? What was I?
We were working, so it wasn't that we weren't there partying. We were working. And
Why
it's
you
crazy.
jealous? I got jealous.
Hey, I wasn't there either. I wasn't there either.
Trust me, don't be jealous. If we
didn't
go to a party, you're always welcome, Sam. But we don't even
Y'all
go
get
to
it,
party.
right?
Hold 'em to it. We don't even go to party.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I'd rather stay at home.
Enjoy my rent. Man,
You got to.
I'm paying for these subscriptions. I'm paying for rent.
Bro,
I bought new sheets. I'm like, man, I'm still here.
See, that's what I'm saying. New sheets and stuff like that. I get excited about stuff
Oh,
like
it's the
that nowadays.
best. It's
I'm like,
amazing.
what? I'm like, what?
Couch pillow. I got a new couch pillow. I'm gonna lay on this motherfucker.
I got excited. I was like, Ma, I told Mom, I was like, Ma, why in the world did I get excited about getting new luggage? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother thing.
It's
Like,
the best.
You reach a
It's
certain
300,
age.
When you're an adult, it's
Yeah.
the little
those
things.
little things, man.
There's like 2 Fridays ago, I got a coffee. I went to IKEA.
Ooh.
I got a little plant for my
Oh
bathroom.
my God.
Laundry. Dude,
Best day
so fucking good. Yeah.
Literal heaven, I'm telling you.
But like, yo,
it's
I mean,
great.
my apartment though is like my sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I need, that's where I decompress. That's where I ground myself. That's where I had a Reiki session this morning.
Yeah.
Like that's where I clear everything out to
Right.
make sure I'm like, got to be connected to whatever I believe in to
Right.
make sure I'm grounded in myself to be able to go out and do, because all of us are doing so many things right now. So it's like I need that energy to go out and do it. And if I'm out and about and parties and like, yo man, that shit deplete. Like when we were just in Miami working an event for 5 straight days, which is criminal. I was so exhausted. Like I slept for 18 hours when I got home.
Oh.
I was so depleted, and then it took me another 3. I'm still recovering from that because it
Right.
just sucks. Like there's just so much, and I don't want to talk shit on the hospitality industry because we're still heavily involved in it. But
Right.
like there was just so much negative energy around it from people. Like, yo, there was a guy who came in, had like a $30,000 tab at 5:30, bought a 6-liter of Dom, and just poured it out on the table and washed his hands in it, and then just left.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
No, like literally, like just did that
Insane.
and just left. And it's like, that's not kind of like, yo, man, we could have taken that $40,000 and done something really cool with it.
Absolutely.
For real.
Yeah, man, I got faith that we close to getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
I got faith. I got so much faith in that.
Well, I mean, it's amazing that you're pushing, though. That you're pushing, but also just the causes and just the topics, and also creating a space where people can say, "Hey, you see what those guys are doing? They sitting there having a conversation. All it don't have to always be like so tough.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And we get to have a little break and just
Be
wind
vulnerable.
down and be
Yeah.
vulnerable, especially with new people, and also allow those like new relationships to
Yeah.
form, because I think we need those.
No, 100%. And it's talking about things that aren't talked about, right? Like a lot of the things we were focusing on today was talking about like faith, and everybody in
Yeah.
here has a different faith, different religion, whatever it is. But it's like that's something like religion and politics you're not supposed to talk about.
Right.
Politics I still won't talk about.
Right.
Right?
We'll leave that one out. Yeah.
but I feel like but I feel like with like the way, because I grew up very, like we talked about this, I grew up very, very Catholic.
Yeah.
Like altar boy, church twice a week, and I got Jesus and God rammed down my throat that once I got to a certain age, I'm like, I can't. And like I'm still trying to figure out exactly what, like
You're good.
I lean more towards like the concept of spirituality, but like I still don't know exactly like, is it universe, God, like what's it called? So like I have my own kind of trouble still figuring that out. But I'm like, I do a lot of self-reflection on it, but I think like so many people can't even talk about that, because when we talk about spirituality, I mean, me and you talk about this a lot. It's like, woo, if we talk about the thing, like I believe in this whole like Journey of the Souls, Michael Newton book, whole concept of reincarnation. After reading that book, I'm like, yo, this resonates with me more than anything else I have ever read in the Bible, or the Quran or the Torah, because we had to learn all of it. So like I think being able to have conversations like this on taboo topics like that is really what's going to make a difference. Because I mean, I definitely grew up believing differently than, I mean, you grew up in like a big Catholic mega church,
like a big old Pentecostal. Can't go to the movies.
Oh wow.
It's apostolic, so it's like one of the most strict denominations you could ever be a part of. and the musicality that comes from that down south church culture is crazy.
Yeah.
But the rules, I feel like, creates mental illnesses.
It does.
And it's extremely traumatic. Even though, I had the cool parents that still, it was like, oh, we go to church, but we got this, it's straight, but we ain't gonna do this, we ain't gotta worry about that. We still went to the movies, we still, but it was women in there that only wore skirts and couldn't wear pants. No makeup. Some people didn't wear makeups, even though some of them had a mustache, and they should have been wearing some makeup. But anyway, it was just it was so crazy. But what it did instill in me is, I guess, a type of faith, and the type of faith where a lot of those churches, man, ain't nobody making no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, or times are tough, and so you see that culture and the people around you still resilient, and they don't have nothing. And so, and sometimes they would have to live day by day. Whatever it is, day by day, we're gonna be all right. And so that's why I learned that. That became a muscle, especially figuring out my way out here in LA. Is that sometimes I had to go day by day, and just and have faith to get back up again. So I don't really I'm not gonna shit on religion in the church too hard, just because it did instill those type of faith-based skills where sometimes you don't know what the hell's going on.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. And so, some weeks and some days are like, what am I crazy? Am I doing the right thing? And I have to lean back, especially like during the pandemic. I didn't know where money was going to come from, because it was not like I didn't have the opportunities to work. They were all cut off.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, now what you going to do? That's when I had to go back and say, okay, I'm just going day by day. Yep. We wake up. Ain't no bill due. Ain't this due. And are we good today? All right, we good. We gonna.
But tomorrow.
Maybe a whole different story. But we ain't gonna even worry about till tomorrow get here.
Yeah.
And
I can't even go day by day. Like, what I learned in rehab is like, day by day. I'm like, man, a day's too long for me.
Yeah.
So like, I go minute by minute, because a lot can happen in a day.
That's true.
And I learned with like my mental health, and like when I was going through my manic episodes. Yeah. At 9 a.m. I could be on top of the world. By 12 p.m. I could be depressed. By 3 o'clock I'm suicidal. By 5 p.m. I'm on a creative bender.
Right.
Like it is so. So I was just like, man, I'm going minute by minute, and I'm gonna figure it out. But like I feel like I learned more. I got more back in touch with the concept of religion in AA, where like I actually went back and reread the Bible, but looking at it more of a. Instead of the whole Christianity aspect, it's a story about a bunch of people who are trying to overcome struggle. Right? And it's like, if you look at all the religions, the baseline is, be kind, don't let ego rule you, be kind to your neighbor, and believe in something higher than yourself. So that's like, it's like, that's where that, because like, I heard people talking like, man, your God can be whatever you want it to be. Someone's like, I picture my God as like Sully from Monsters Inc. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, you know what I mean? So like, that kind of just gave me a whole different dynamic at the way I look at religion and spirituality. And now I cross it all over. And like, I've talked with you a lot about this, because your faith is so deep rooted.
Right. It saved my life. I mean, that's how I look at it. Because like, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen, right? So it's kind of like you were saying, like, you have to go back, and sometimes that's all you can live by, is just knowing that something's going to come out of it, and you have to stay focused, even though your hands might be empty. You have to believe that it's going to come to you. But like, I also think energy ties into that, or like manifestation, right? Yeah. You have to be able to manifest, and some people might call that prayer, depending on how you look at it. Prayer could be you just manifesting something coming into you, and faith is just hoping that your prayers or your manifestations are going to fall or are going to come through. So to top on what you were saying about like, it was beat into me. Well, not really beat into me, but like if you go to church every day, you know what I mean? You're always around people and you're hearing these sayings and stuff. You're going to develop some type of faith. Now, when you get older and it's not just people putting it in your ears, then you're going to figure out what it means to you. And kind of like how we talked on the podcast before about like, for me, that's where the change was. Like, it didn't make sense that like I had to pray to this idol or this for something to happen, because I was by myself when things were going on. So then I was like, all right, well then, it was just me and my spirit or my soul for what I felt. And then I kind of just sat with that, and I was like, well, hopefully my spirit has enough faith and belief that something good is going to come out of all this chaos. So, it all depends on what you look at, like how you look at it, I guess.
I mean,
No, you're right.
That's 100% right. Yeah, soul, like pretty much soul searching.
Right.
Because at times, you don't even have time to look in an idol, or pray for something, pray towards something outside yourself.
Right.
Because the battle is like, I feel like it's within, and
Yep.
and then we all. But what I realized, man, we all have this crazy unique. I give you an example. Some shit was just going down left and right, and I didn't know how like I was gonna get out of it or just find a solution. But something just keeps telling me, man, there's 1,000 possibilities and solutions in the air. And sometimes I find myself just looking up, like how my mom used to look up to God, but I'm looking towards the universe for it's possibilities out there. Let me open myself up to those possibilities and things that can manifest. That was another form of prayer, and so, but I didn't understand it until I became an adult, and I had to soul search and figure those things out. And I guess the evolution of faith, right? Faith, we were told how to believe,
But everyone's on their own journey and has to figure it out on their own.
Right.
And it's constantly changing.
Yeah, I think for me too, like I grew up Catholic, same, church every weekend, made my first Holy Communion, supposed to
All
be
the
confirmation,
sacraments.
all of that stuff. Yeah. And I think that after I got out of high school, I realized, I don't know if I really believe this.
Right.
It's like, you're taught all this and you're kind of force-fed it, and you just think you just kind of accept it as like, this is what it is. But I think as you get older, you kind of go, I don't know if this resonates with me. I don't feel it in my soul the way that the way I was taught. And I think that from there you start questioning. And I think it's always that's part of life, is we have to question everything and you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think that was the beginning of me finding answers to go, no, this is not really what And everyone has their own journey. And I think for me, I'm definitely more spiritual than I am religious. But that's been a whole other journey in itself. And we talk about it all the time, me and Mikey do. But I definitely feel like there's a higher power, of course.
Right.
What that is or who that is, I don't know. But I feel that, and that's what I have faith in, because at the end of the day, I think for me too, I think that going back to what Mikey was saying about reincarnation and that whole thing, is like, I feel like I have a lot of protection around me.
Absolutely.
And every time I've been around friends that are psychics or friends that are in tune or whatever you want to call them, it's happened to me, I don't know how many times, where they'll be, you have a lot of protection around you. It happens all the time. I remember one time me and Mikey were at the gym that we work out at. This guy comes in, he's a vet, the guy that works out with Derek Thielen. Long hair, got a limp, but super like a good guy, And so I met him briefly, and so, he was working out, and I walked past him to leave to go home, and when I walked past him, he turned around and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "You have a lot of protection around you." And I said, "What?" And he said, "When you walked past me, I saw you and I felt you, and I felt two more things behind you." And I was like, "Wow!" But I get that all the time, so I know that, and I feel them. A lot of times, in the morning, because I get up super early in the morning, go to the gym. Yeah. In the morning when I'm in the car, I talk to them like they're in the car with me. Yeah. Like I got a car full of guardian angels, and I go, "Yesterday I had a bad day. I need help with this. I need guidance with this. Please, give me the insight to figure out this." And they do. And I felt that the more vocal I am about what I need answers to, they always fucking. It's the wildest thing. It gives me goosebumps even talking about it.
Imagine the dude in the car next to you, like, why is this guy talking to us?
It happens.
That's awesome, though, man.
That is such a powerful tool that you can actually hear, and you've gotten to the place where you can hear it clearly.
And it's taken years. I mean, I think that I'm a very intuitive person, and, but it's taken me a while to really understand what I was feeling and to trust it. That's the big thing, because I always have been, you know, right about my instincts, but everything.
Yeah.
But I always second guess it, like, no, this person's a good person because they're being nice to my face, but my gut's like, don't fucking trust them.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like, no, but they're being so nice to me in my face, like that, you know. So it's like
that battle.
And then every time something happens, I'm like, my fucking gut was right. So I've had to learn over all these years to trust my instincts and to trust, you know, when I get that feeling like it's never fucking wrong.
Ooh, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you hear that voice separate from fear?
That's a good question.
Like, how did
It's
you
just
know
a
which?
feeling.
At what point did you identify? Was able to identify the difference?
Yeah.
So it was never fear. Like say for example, I go out with some friends and I meet somebody and someone's like, yo man, we gotta hang out. There's something that's telling me. It's weird for me. I could almost be like, I don't trust you.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's the problem, because for me, people would be so like, oh man,
Yeah,
and they would be so nice to me.
Right.
Anybody else would be like, oh, I love this guy.
Yeah.
But I would be that on the outside, but the inside would be like, stop.
Yeah.
Don't fucking trust it. And every time I lean into like, no, you're wrong. I trust him. He's great. I get fucked every single time.
But like I feel like you, because I've developed the same second, sense.
Yes.
Because how many people have been for years? How many people ask us for stuff? And how many people do we juggle with? Like, yo, are you actually my friend?
Yeah.
And do you want to be cool with
Yeah.
me, or do you want to be cool with me because of what I offer and
Yeah.
you see a gateway into something? So it's like,
Yeah.
because we're in that same
Yeah.
thing. So like, I feel like I've developed it, and I think we talked about this. I think you have too in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
Well,
It's like a place of whether they're genuine or not. And I get that same thing, whether it's people that want me to shoot something for them or developing a new friendship. I have that second sense too, and I don't think it's fear, because fear's like a threat.
Yeah.
So I can understand if someone's not a threat to me, but without, not trying to sound too judgmental, but I can also tell when it's like, I don't fuck with you.
Right.
And that could just be a
intentions
different...
aren't pure.
Yeah, and it could even
Yeah.
just be like a different frequency or a different energy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, at the end of the day, I know if you and I sit in a room, we're probably not going to have much to talk about,
Right.
and that's okay.
Right.
And then sometimes it's that other thing, and it's like I don't like the way you move,
Yeah.
and you're after something.
Yeah. And the thing about it too is that, like, I'm probably one of the most loving, affectionate people ever. I'm hugging on my friends. I'm texting my friends. I miss you. I love you. Let's get some dinner. Like, I'm that guy all the time.
Yeah, that me too.
And so, even though I'm that way, and I expect my friends to be the same way, and they're not always that way, but I expect them to be the same way. When I do get it, sometimes I'm like, it's not genuine and there's something behind. There's an agenda there.
Right.
And I've been really good about trying, about identifying that, and my gut's always right every time.
Man, do you like
It's wild.
those the spider senses?
Yes.
And so, and I think for me, I guess personal journey is just making the jump out here, making things happen. There was a fear for me, but it was a voice that I was listening to, in spite of me being fearful of doing the very thing that I ended up doing. Right? Yeah, I still, even in certain environments, like as a producer, I'm an artist, performer, but then also a producer. And so certain studios I would go into, you could feel a vibe.
Yep.
And I had to figure out, okay, don't go in because sometimes fear can cloud your decision making.
Absolutely.
And so I had to really, I feel like church may have ingrained a fear in me that I had to, overcome. First and foremost, and then also, yes, you should be in this room. You're supposed to be in this room, and then the next level, which I feel like where you're at, is within that room, seeing who is who was for you, who may be against you, and I'm not trying to, I call it demonize people or anything, but it's just where they're at in their life will affect you negatively where you at if y'all were to work closely with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I try to put it so nice, but because I don't like to, even though I know people are crazy
Right.
and may not have great intentions. It's probably because where they at. Some people are shitheads.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut us some slack.
Tell them what it is. People are demons.
You're right. But to put it in a real way that's legit and I don't want to say nice, but it's like it's real. It's like they're not against you; they're just only for themselves.
Right.
And that's a whole different like. They're not trying to fuck you intentionally. It's just that they're only looking out for themselves and to the detriment of you. They don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a way that that you have to kind of go. Okay, you know what? I see. What that
I
is.
love that you use the word frequency.
Yes.
Because that's it. It's like, are you on the same frequency that we're on? And like that's how I look at like who's in the circle now, right? It's like, are you willing to? Are you here to win with the team? And like if we go, we all go, or are you one of those people that's like, I'm gonna get mine. I don't care about anybody. I don't care about you because now you're operating on a different frequency than I am.
Right.
And if we're not on the same frequency, we can't.
Right.
I can't fuck with you. And I think a lot of people hear that term and think really differently of it.
Yeah.
But like I really resonate with that. I even like listen to the frequencies, the different chakras, and for different things to bring me down in certain areas. And it's like just that helps me resonate with what I'm going through. So it's like, who can I resonate in the same way when it comes to, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. So what is the spirit that is on the same frequency that I'm on?
Yeah.
I wrote this song called Crown. I haven't released it yet because I'm figuring out the time to. But the lyrics are, I don't want what's yours. My innocence is only searching for more. Please let me in. I'm in need of a friend. Please don't shut your door. One word from you is all I need. One call from you can supersede. Please don't fall out of love with me. Destiny brought me here. I won't steal your crown. I won't steal your crown.
That's dope.
It was because when I came out here, the territorial, and it was fights that you wouldn't ever speak about, but you knew there was a territorial battle for certain opportunities or to be around certain people. And even when people, you think, man, you way up here. Like, please don't be threatened by me.
Yeah.
Right.
I really had to figure out who also understood the frequency that I was on. Because even if you see somebody that's way up there, they may have gotten up there by
Stepping on everybody else.
Yeah.
And so you come in with that type of energy, at some points in times, you'll get walked all over.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, okay, why? The artist in me is like, okay, why did this happen? What are they going through?
Right.
And I think what trained me to think like that was because I had to lead praise and worship for mega churches for, 14 years. And so you become empathetic about what the room needs. And so I brought that same energy out here.
Yeah.
But you can't give that same energy to everyone, and that's when that discernment kick in.
Yeah.
But you talking about them guardian angels. I definitely had to have some because I could have been in worse shape than I am now.
1,000%.
Yeah, and so I just I'm still training my muscle.
Yeah, we all are.
Right. It's a constant
We're
thing.
gonna be training, until we die. But like it's, and then we come back and we guide our people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think faith really comes down to an individual thing. I share a very similar story. Raised Catholic, every Sunday, went to church with Kobe, which is a fun little thing. He was the only black guy in the church, and he was Kobe Bryant. So every mass, everyone was like, "Oh shit!" God bless that man. But yeah, it was. But I was also trying to find out how to be a man and trying to find out how to be a son and a brother. And I didn't know what God was. I was just hearing what it was. And luckily I was going to Catholic masses. My parents took me to that, evolution's fine, being gay is fine, being Muslim's fine. So I grew up loving everybody, but I didn't know what that meant. And then as you come into your manhood and as you come into adult friendships and partnerships and relationships, that's where I think faith unfolds in that connectivity. And that's where I have a stronger relationship with God now, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, than I did when I was going to church.
Absolutely.
$1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I think that happens to a lot of people though, when you're searching. Because like for me, my faith in coming with the Spirit, it was really kind of myself answering, like my prayers and my manifestations. You know what I mean? Or like because like I was paralyzed, died, stuff like that. But when like I was kind of saying, when I was paralyzed or going through my darkness, I felt like the God that I was told to pray to wasn't answering me, right? And the only thing that I really ever heard was myself answering and guiding myself, whether that was my conscience or like, the devil on or the angel, you know what I mean? It was always me, like, me, I felt like it was me talking myself out of it, and it was also me talking myself into things. Self, right? Yeah. We're made up of selves and stuff like that. And, so like, self-lord and master, like we are the master of ourselves in the universe that we create around us, or the space that we create around us. And that's where, like, for me, spirituality really comes into play, no matter if you have a religious foundation based off of, it doesn't matter what religion it could be, but that's kind of where I started to tie things in, and was like, man, like I just need to put out the energy, the frequency, the vibrations that I want to receive back, and I started to get a lot further in life. So I'm, like you said, we're still working the muscle, we're still sharpening our knives and stuff like that, our tools, our working tools per se, but I just try to stay aligned with the universe, or God, as if you want to call it, because we really don't know if God is a man or female. Why is it always given to us as a man? Right. I don't know yet as Mother Earth, or you know what I mean. But it's
not a white guy on a cloud.
Right. No. I don't see that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are like, P, but I mean that's just what it is. These are real talks that, because we only grow up knowing what we're told.
Right. Yeah. Isn't it interesting though, as we get older, how we all kind of come to the same kind of realizations? And I feel like so many of my friends that live in all parts of the world, that are around my age, some a little younger, but like I'm starting to have more talks like this, because people are starting to feel like their spirituality or they're figuring it out, and things are starting to make sense for them more. And I'm just like, I wonder if it's like just people are just really kind of like I don't want to say ascending or like
breaking the chains.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the other part about it is that, like, in the last 4, 5, 6 years, I've met the most evil Christians I've ever met in my life.
They're out there.
And I'm sitting there going, how are you so vocal about being a child of God and a Christian, and you're spewing hate? It's wild.
It is, but it's not, right? So like the Ku Klux Klan. Right. What do they hang blacks? What do they gut them? Like their whole basis is based off of them believing in Jesus Christ, Christianity, and for God. Like so it's not really crazy. And that's the thing. It's like you said, like some of the most judgmental people I've ever came across push religion as their basis for their bigotry, or their hate, or their delusion, or how they see things to justify their ignorance. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what got me away from a lot, because I'm like, dude, like we're like, we're going to church and you're hearing them preach about it, whether it's Catholicism, Christianity, anything, like
any of them,
you know what I mean? But it's like you're not really a good person.
and the people that I've met that are all peaceful, it's like you said, it's a frequency thing.
Right,
it's like their frequency's been raised, and you're identifying with other people, but like, that's a real thing.
Absolutely.
It's like that frequency. The people that are the most peaceful are the ones that are so spiritual, and they meditate. And
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think it's coincidental, like, because I think the common trait is we're all tapping in. We're curious.
Right. Yes.
What is my faith? And then I think in my humble opinion, what kind of proves that there's something more is we're all tapping into the same thing.
The same thing.
And that's why we're having a conversation like this. All grew up separately on our separate journeys, and we're all tapping into the same thing. It's like, well, what is that?
It's also crazy because, like, this is a side story, but like, I had a mushroom trip about a year ago. That was insane. I felt like I was so connected. I saw the inner workings of how everything. I felt like I was part of the cogs. I was out there, and it was the most amazing experience I've ever felt in my life. Right? There's this guy who talks about astral projection, and he can do it on command. I forgot his name. This guy with dreads.
YouTube.
Yeah, the one I saw. I forgot what his name is too.
He
He basically drew up all of the of the construct of when he goes to this in between place where where everyone goes after they die and what he drew was exactly where the fuck I was at when I was on mushrooms. Exactly. And I'm looking at it going, that's where the fuck I went.
Yeah, you speaking to
how is that? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a whole other. That's a
There's
whole other conversation with the boys.
No, it's real. And like,
it's real, man.
I had a similar thing, and I had the confirmation, like, oh, this is real. Same thing when I read the Journey with the Souls, but then also when Disney did the movie Soul, I was like, if Disney's saying it, we going there.
Yeah. They tapped into all of that. So I'm saying it's like there's something. You said it best. Like we're tapping into it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
I think
we're starting.
I think there is a collective consciousness. And this gets a little heady, but there's a scientific theory. Actually, a lot of my spirituality is actually based in science. Ironically, I think they marry well. There's a theory called biocentrism. It's actually a theoretical thing that consciousness must have perceived the universe because nothing can exist without something there to witness it.
Wow.
So there's this collective consciousness that existed far before the Big Bang or anything else, because that couldn't have happened if there was nothing there to see it happen.
Right.
And it gets weird in that, but it's interesting.
I think it's just weird to people that don't get it, like, because I'm a big fan of psilocybins, mushrooms, right? Yeah. So if anybody wants to sponsor, I'm here, okay? I would test plug. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, no, let's keep it real. Because so when you get down to the science of it, right?
Yeah.
Medicinally, it opens up your pineal gland in the sense that other things can't, and that's why they use psilocybins or mushrooms over any other like medication or like over like amphetamines and stuff like that. Psilocybin is known for opening up your pineal gland, which basically is your third eye, which comes into helping your spirit recognize and your soul to recognize things beyond this earthly plane. Okay, so for me, when we talk about things like at a young age, I started getting it, and that's one of the things that actually helped me heal a lot and actually see things outside of the physical that I was unable to see, and it made me feel things that I was unable to feel. So like I'm a big fan on tap, like I microdose and all of that. I'm very clear on that because it helps me stay spiritually intact.
Right.
With my intuition and my discernment on the spirits behind the flesh or the people, because the body is just a temple,
absolutely,
right? So
absolutely.
your body can go, but your mind can still be running as well as your spirit.
Right.
So then you guys talked about reincarnation. I don't know if I fully believe in reincarnation, but I don't knock it, or because like if you've seen ghosts or some people believe in ghosts or entities, right?
Yeah.
So and how you talked about like earlier. There being guardians around you. Like I know for a fact someone's looking out for me. Like I'll even to this day, like I have loved ones. Like when we got back from Miami, like I woke up in tears because people will come that are already passed over and they'll visit me, and it's like we're literally having a conversation, and I'll wake up just in tears because I know I can no longer hold on, and they're just visiting me and letting me know where I'm at, right? To me, that's not religious based for me.
Right.
It's spiritual based.
Right.
And
1,000%.
so that's like there's a connection from the spiritual plane and in the earthly plane, and those like our ancestors or those that have already crossed over that plane are coming back and keeping me connected. And I believe in that, me personally.
Yes.
More so than I believe in Jesus like turning water into wine and stuff like that. I don't knock it, but I just never really been into the whole polytheistic format, right? I believe in one God. You know what I mean? That's just me. Whatever you want to call that, that's just how I look. But I also think that God is also within us, because if you go based off of Scripture, we're created in His image. And we're still like, I think there's gods on earth and goddesses on earth, and we create our own realities spiritually.
Absolutely.
And mushrooms and psilocybins have really helped me tap into a lot of the spirit base and my faith, even so much that I do really walk that line heavily.
Yes.
Like, how we talked about connections and us all being here. Like, I really do believe, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in things not happening for a specific reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like me and Mikey, like we connected on a whole another level. I met JP through him, stuff like that. Well, we all come back. He's interlocked with Billy. Well, I met Billy years ago in junior high school, like running the streets, right? And I told, like I had asked, I was like, man, I was watching him, and I was like, damn, I know this dude, and I couldn't really put it together. And I started trying to just like, ask questions of myself and trying to replay things. And I asked Mike one day, I was like, yo, did he grow up here? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I knew it was him, right? So
You too.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You know, because I covered a lot of ground, me personally, as a kid. Like, I was always in the streets and stuff like that. And then he's connected to other people that I know because he went to school with them, or like, just the industry. And so I don't believe that's coincidental. Because I know what he means to Mikey and stuff like that. So, and I know where Mikey's at because he's been vulnerable with me, with his spirit and his story. So I feed into all that. So like, trusting the intuition. I trust my intuition because it saved my life, me personally. Now, some people are like, well, how do you do that? Well, it just depends on the line that you've walked, right? But I've honed in on it as a child to where like I can honestly say like I believe my discernment when I look in someone's eyes. Like I can believe if I'm either dealing with the devil or if I'm dealing with someone that's a good spirit. Because I know for a fact I've dealt with devils. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, back to plug me if y'all got some mushrooms. I will practice some more.
But like you said, it's that deep. It's like that deep yearning of like knowing there was a connection to different people, and like I still try to figure out my faith. But there's one, and I don't think I've ever said this out loud to many people. Maybe just you. I'm like, there's a lot of things in my life I question, but deep down I know I'm meant for something bigger than what I've been doing. And as it's starting to unfold and more people are starting to get drawn in, I was like. But that's been with me since I was a little kid. And then actually with going back to psilocybin and mushrooms, I actually made the decision to start this nonprofit. It was during the pandemic. I did a whole mushroom journey with a shaman, and I actually had an offer to move to Orlando and head up a hospitality company. It was very good money. It was during the pandemic in Florida. Nobody cared. Or I was like, I'm gonna do this and really chase the dream that I wanted. And we did a whole intention, a whole prayer, and I had a whole outer body experience. So like I said, energy, like I look at the tree of life as my version of God because that's what I saw, what I went to. I learned that, I always say definition of emotion is energy in motion. If I would have been successful in my suicide attempt, I would have carried that anxiety and depression on with me. And then as soon as I came out of that, I was like, oh no, I'm not moving. I literally, as soon as I came out of my mushroom trip, I made the text like, nah, yo man, thank you so much, appreciate it, but I have something else I'm looking to do. And then ever since then, we've been on this journey. And as I've been on this journey, more and more people come in. And then, but then like there's that fear that you were talking about, right? Because like I know a lot of people believe in me, but I question myself constantly. So it's trying to go back to the faith that I know I'm meant for something bigger, but the fear of what if I can't get there?
Right.
And we all have that fear. I think we all everybody battles with that,
Yeah, and also like the rejection. But we, honestly, man, we reject ourselves before
more than
somebody else. I always got to tell myself that. And lately I've released myself from that fear of rejection because it sometimes stopped me from moving forward on these amazing ideas that I've been able to, in the past 5-6 months, I've been on a little roll. But it comes from, I've had, my grandmother, who I was really close with, passed away last October. Then right after that, my stepfather, who I grew close with, passed in February. And I didn't have time to fear anymore. The only thing I could do was go.
Yeah,
I feel that.
You just want a Billboard award. Billboard Music Award, you're not for a Grammy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's it. But when I tell you,
when you're not afraid, man, you just go.
Right, real.
And a lot of times, in order to get those awards, I was broke. You doing projects. I won. I was a part of Killer Mike's album, Grammy Rap Album of the Year, and me and Jamie Foxx, it was during the pandemic, and we was like, let's just do something. Let's record. Killer Mike calls him, say, you got time to do some skits? Call Jamie to do some skits. Jamie was like, hey Sam, come record me. I'm just being an engineer at first. Then gradually it just turned into something else. Before you know it, like the clip that we made a skit about, they cut it up within a song. And it was one of the songs that was on the Grammy Award winning album. And I'm like, I didn't get paid for that.
Right.
They had to come back and say, did you do this, and this? I was like, yeah. Well,
You're entitled to.
You got a Grammy, right? You know, you just won a Grammy today, right? I was in the bed
That's crazy.
on Grammy night, and someone woke me up. Hey, Sam, you just got one. I was like, what are you talking about? What happened? What? Oh, what?
That's wild.
Nigga, what?
That's amazing. That's amazing. Bro.
And so, and it came from, so lately, I think the things that I've gotten paid for, I haven't gotten no award for. But the things that I've done for free and was just said yes without questioning, am I getting paid for this? We gotta do some paperwork. Even though that you're supposed to do it, but without that fear, right? Just things came back, man.
But that's great because yesterday's price is not today's
price. Absolutely.
Yes, man.
Yes,
Hey, just say yes to everything.
Bro, that changed. It's crazy that he just said that. I live by that because I knocked down everything just because of trying to keep myself safe. I saw that movie and I was like, I'm gonna try it. And boy, when I was like it, I said yes. So everything that I wouldn't typically before, things just started coming my way because I work like kind of how we were talking about earlier before. We're so taught to watch the things around us and not trust it. You know, people call it fear, but I just say lack of trust, right? I don't trust like a lot of things. So like, it's not that I so much fear it, I just don't trust it. But I stopped overthinking if I trust it or not, and I started using my faith and my intuition a little bit more, and and being more optimistic than pessimistic, right? So like my cup is always half full and not half empty. So that movie is crazy that you said that really was. I was like, damn, what if I changed my thought process instead of being like no and yes.
And usually it's not the fear of others, but it's the fear of us getting what we know we deserve. But it's like, are we
What's
gonna,
the cost
are we,
of it?
are we gonna attain what we're thinking? It's like that's the fear right there.
Yeah, it's like a fear of success.
Right.
Like, is this what's gonna make me happy, or is this what's gonna change everything?
It's like,
what if I attain it and I'm still miserable?
Because responsibility comes with attaining things, and really it comes with, like, once you have knowledge and you can't really go back and not be accountable for it. So like, you know, if you do get what you're worth, you got to uphold that, because everyone's going to be looking to kind of knock you down and try to find a way to be like, see, I knew it wasn't you. I knew you didn't really. Like, no, this is really, I live it.
And that's where the imposter syndrome comes from.
Imposter syndrome. That's what I meant to say earlier. Exactly.
Yeah, and I know I battle with that a lot. And it's like this, you know, there's times where no matter what I've done or in my career, it's like every time I go anywhere, I always feel like, man, I shouldn't be in this room. But it's normal, and a lot of people that I know that are artists that are successful, it's a very uncomfortable, like almost like when people get award. Recently, I went to an awards dinner, and they presented Kalani with an award, and while she was on stage accepting her award, she was like, "I'm really embarrassed being up here. Like this is embarrassing," and I was like. Bitch, I understand. That resonated with me. I was like, that's great, because it's like it's just uncomfortable for you to go, hey, thank you guys for the. It's like it's embarrassing. Right. I don't know, but people don't understand that. But when you feel that, that's a real emotion.
1,000%, because like I posted that award thing like once, and that's all I could do. All right,
because. The perception of it is, you know, it's like you're doing too much. It's like, let me just work and just
1,000%
be in the background. Yeah,
I'd rather just shut up and keep working.
Right.
And I had to try to teach myself to. It's okay to celebrate.
Yes.
But you seen the cringy stuff.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they overdoing it. Like, all right, calm down.
Yeah. Or someone's like, send me your bio. I'm like. I don't want to.
I gotta update it and
but it's like I found we're also our own worst critics, and we're our biggest critics. So when people disagree with us, like I've actually had 2 Academy Award winning directors and 1 DP through a friend say that my work is good.
Right.
My immediate thought was they're fucking stupid.
Like, they gotta be lying.
These guys with golden statues, they don't know what they're talking about. Because the critic in my head is bigger. And I'm like, I'm not good. I don't know what I am, but I'm not good because I'm not where I need to be. Whatever. Right. So it's hard to accept other people enjoying the fruits of your labor sometimes.
That's just a humble spirit, though.
Yeah,
but it can be.
No, you're right.
A problem.
No,
sometimes.
I'm not denying
Yeah,
that,
but it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a humble spirit, though.
Yeah, because there's times people will give me a compliment, like a random compliment. I'm like, and they'll be like, just take the fucking compliment.
Hey,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, thank you.
I'm bad at
I'm
compliments.
learning
Yeah,
still.
because it's not my nature to be like.
Because you're not doing it for that. You're not
right,
doing it for that. You're
right,
like, your intentions are right.
But
Like,
I'm always very like,
That's a
oh,
good point.
stop
Right,
it.
it's
And they're
the-
like, just
the
take the fucking
intention.
compliment.
Correct.
So I'm like,
When people are like, yo, man, you inspire me. I want to be like you when I grow up. I'm like, yo, dream bigger.
dream bigger, bro.
Don't want to be like
you.
you. Trust me. Do you want to have crippling anxiety and fucking depression every day? You don't want to be like me. Trust me.
I'm like, yo, you don't want this because I was just in the bed. I couldn't get out of bed the other day. Like, you don't want.
But like, yo, that's the reality because most people are like that. They just don't talk about it, and that's why like we having these conversations because most people need to understand. Like, yo, man. Every single one of us here is successful in our own right, but that doesn't mean we don't deal with shit and don't struggle and don't have our own problems.
And bro, with all that success, sometimes I still feel like I'm late. Like, you know,
bro, I feel so late in life,
been
man.
where I was. I feel it's like such a late bloomer.
And then I still feel so far.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like,
Comparison, man, is the killer of all achievement, of all growth. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
that again. I didn't hear that.
Comparison is a killer of achievement, of growth. You know what I'm saying? I deal with that a lot, man. I grew up with a lot of some of my closest friends are very successful, and they've told me, you're amazing, you're great. And like you said, man, you kind of just sit there and look in the mirror and you're like, am I really great? Like, why am I not where am I supposed to be? Why am I not where they're at right now? So, and then you start comparing yourself, and nobody's story is the same.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
totally.
like, I could blow up in the next 4 years and then finally be there and then look back and be like, oh shit, well, I spent 33 years of my life just completely ignoring my potential and ignoring the fact that like other people see it, and you just sit there and you kind of wallow in it. And I deal with it on a daily basis, man, because I do compare myself a lot to my peers, and I'm very proud of my peers. And it's sometimes it's a tough battle to have.
absolutely, we all just do that on Instagram for a little while.
You
Something
get locked in.
like that's gonna.
Well, then there's the other side of it
for
too,
sure.
where it's like you see people and like, yo, man, art is art, and everybody has their own type of art, and what you put out is what you put out, and that's great and that's amazing. But then I look at some people, I'm like, yo, man, how are you making it, and I'm still where I'm at? Like, and again, like that's a different type of comparison now, where it's like there's a bit of envy and jealousy where I'm like, well, I'm really not envious. I'm just really curious. Like, yo, what am I doing wrong that I've put in the time and effort? We've done all these things and I'm still not getting anywhere. And this person's getting 1 million likes and follows, and it's really radical shit that they're putting out that doesn't do anything good for the world. It actually hurts it.
I got the answer for that. Divine timing, right? So like, if nobody's ever told you guys are all right where you need to be right now.
Right.
True.
So this is your time.
Agreed. I just have a hard time believing that.
He's right.
Well,
No, you're 100%
it's something I
100%.
think it's important to zoom out and simplify it too. I always say beauty and simplicity, and something I learned in my sobriety. They say play the tape forward, and I've learned that can work with different topics, not just if I have a drink tonight, what else is going to happen, but if something in life happens, what else is going to happen. So seeing those Instagram likes or the awards, the Grammys, the Academy Awards, whatever, if I play the tape for it, I'm like, let's say I get all that. My favorite Friday is still going to be going to IKEA and getting the little plants and doing my laundry and doing, that's still my Friday. It's like, I don't know, what would that actually change internally for me and for my spirit? Probably nothing.
I told myself, I'm like, as I'm picking up some dog shit and cleaning up pee in the garage, I feel like having my dogs around me,
Humbling.
it humbles me, but it also, their excitement, they never change. And it's something about the energy with dogs.
Yeah, they're a reflection of your energy that you're putting out. That's exactly what dogs do. That's why they're man's best friend.
See, and I can't invite just anybody to my house.
I get it. I get it.
And so with I feel like that has kept me humble, and the accolades and everything. At the end of the day, no matter where I'm at, don't take them dogs from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't take. I got a little coffee shop that I like to go to. And I get my little bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
Don't touch the coffee shop.
Not touch my bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. And then the orange juice they got, for some reason, the orange juice tastes different. I like going to the dry cleaners, and I like to go and ride and pay a bill. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things I consider it as like my toolkit, my mental health toolkit. I made a safe space for myself, and I think I can credit the pandemic for that. Yeah. But so no matter where I'm at in life, no matter what type of accolade or award, obviously certain things don't need to change.
I love that we all have our mental health toolkit.
But until life decides to change that on you, because I had the same thing. During the pandemic, I turned my apartment into a sanctuary. I have all my little spots around here, and then somebody broke into my place and robbed it.
Oh.
And it flipped me upside down, because now my safe space is no longer my safe space. And then I moved somewhere completely different with my girl, in a space that doesn't have my coffee shop, doesn't have my boys down the block, doesn't have my little gym that I go to. So the whole universe just like flipped me upside down, where it's like, hey, you might have been too comfortable. Now you got to change something.
No. You should have came to me and got a presser. Your house, if you had a presser Canario, your house would have not been broken into.
I think a presser Canario would have fit my little apartment, 900 square foot apartment. However,
future reference.
For future reference.
If you ever need.
But yeah, man, like sometimes you get too comfortable in things. I feel like, the universe, and like I'm bringing it back to faith. Like, I gotta have faith and believe that this was for a reason, and because I can look back on every single thing that has happened to me and connect the dots. It's like, well, that hard time catapulted me into the next thing I'm supposed to do.
I hate to say, I'm kind of glad it happened to you, because look at where you at right now. I'm so thankful that the universe pushed you. But
no, it puts you out of your comfort, right? Because you can't grow in your comfort zone, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and one thing that doesn't change about any of this is your spirit and your soul.
Yes.
That's still going to be the same, no matter if something bad happens to you. Your spirit, even amongst the adversity, is still solid. It's still elevating and vibrating at a high frequency.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what's really going on. You're still within yourself the same person, even with the bad things that happen. So again, be glad, and you're right where you need to be, and you might not be where you're at if those things didn't happen, and see the things that you do see now, creating the things that you're creating collectively with people. Hadn't you gone through that? It's all part of it.
You better preach. You better preach.
Come on,
you better preach.
Understand that. That's what I'm talking about.
Why do you think we brought him on?
Come on.
Gosh, man. I was over here. I almost had to run out the
Started speaking in tongues.
Yes,
but you're 100% right in everything that you said, and everything that you say. I know. I just like that imposter syndrome. Sometimes I just have a hard time believing it.
But let me affirm it. Let us be like. So one thing I think about conversation with the boys is positive affirmation.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. It doesn't mean that it's going to take away the syndrome. It doesn't mean it's going to take away the doubt, but like it's just resetting a foundation for you to step up into, right? And then we can just revisit. You have a good group of people around you, spiritually, collectively, that within yourself that you can tap back into if you need certain things.
Correct. So where I have a hard time, and this is something that like I'm working on my therapist a lot, I have a hard time receiving love. I'm great at giving love and affirmations and supporting everybody.
Yeah.
And like, that was actually like when I got to my darkest point, was like, man, I know people love me, but why can't I feel it? And that's where everything kind of spiraled for me.
Yeah.
And like I still battle with that. Like, man, I always appreciate when my friends give me affirmation, but like, nah, it's no, it's all good. Yeah, no, it's just what I do. Thank you. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Thanks. And like, I'm trying to be better at receiving it, but it's just still really hard.
And
like you said, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable getting people, or even like today, we went for a walkthrough of for doing an event for this show. And I'm talking about it, and everybody's with us, and I'm like, man, why am I the one fucking talking? And then it's like, oh wait, I'm the one who created this, but still, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you all listening to me when you all have way more accolades than I do, way more experience than I do? How did I end up at? I don't know about this.
Because many are called and few are chosen.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's a difference between being called and there's a difference between being chosen, right? And fortunately for all of us, you are that one that is chosen to lead this.
That's that deep down feeling.
Correct. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about with that knowledge comes responsibility.
Yeah.
So you do have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders right now, but this is also something that you've manifested within yourself. This is something that you were called, and only you are going going to free a multitude of people from going down the path that you did and possibly save twice as many lives.
Yes.
So the more that you step into it
100%.
and you step into your calling and what you're chosen to do, understand that's why you can do this. So that's why you go through what you go through, and that's why you're sitting where you are, and we're all sitting around you doing what we're doing right now.
And
It's
also,
your vision. It's your vision.
It's your vision, and it's helping me right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about a nice spiritual factory reset check-in, oil change.
Yeah.
A spiritual oil change is happening
Yeah.
right now, where I'm like, oh, okay, because I could have been. I mean, like 3 days ago, I woke up and I was like, man, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. And this right here, this type of stuff right here,
refills the
it
cup.
refills, and it just confirms. Oh, you're at the right place at the right time. You're doing the
Yeah.
right thing.
Yeah.
All the confirmation is right here in this space right now.
I mean, we
I
just
love
got back
doing
from,
this.
Yeah, no, same.
I
We got
love
back
doing
from
this.
Miami. I'm burnt down. My girl's like, yo, why don't you just cancel it? You need rest. I'm like, because this is actually gonna make me feel better. I had I had 3 root canals 2 days ago. My face hurts, but it's like I'm still gonna be here because it makes me feel better. Actually, I haven't thought about my face hurting until I just said that.
It's like, ouch.
Ouch.
No, but like you're right, and like I always appreciate it. I'm just working hard on like, and hopefully other people that are listening will understand that are doing like things bigger than themselves. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who goes through that.
We all do.
The
Yeah.
transparency from all the way through has just been beautiful. Just it's an energy that you resonate out of yourself. I feel when you become transparent like that. Like it was you were saying something earlier, and before you said it, it was like a vulnerable vibe just hit your whole body, and you just let it flow, and then it was contagious. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. That's the type of, I mean, that's why I'm here, and I didn't, because sometimes when you come do stuff like this, you don't know the outcome.
Of course.
But okay, I feel like I need to be there.
Yeah.
I said I just said
You said yeah quick too.
I said yes. You know what I'm saying? One of those again.
Yes, man. Like you said.
I'm so glad I said yes, man. And this is why I said yes.
Well, that's why I think it's so important that us as men are able to do something like this and help normalize these conversations and these bonds between other men, other friends, other brothers, because we all go through our own shit, and to have each other close to be vulnerable and talk about stuff, because otherwise if we bottle that shit up, that's
I'm trying to tell you.
yeah. So
Trying to teach, man, like we said, like every episode we've had, right? Like the 4 of us know each other well now, but in these 2 seats has always been somebody different who don't know. And I always know everybody, but I mean, JP and Billy didn't really know Sam before he walked in the door. Sam and Patches just met. And Ben knows Patches went from or Sam when he came and did the podcast, but like there's not like a real bond between all 5 of us as like a group. And going back to the divine timing, because when we first started this show 3 years ago with Mark Cuban, we had like 50,000 followers, and there was 5 of us that were the best of friends, and we still are. But at that time, it just wasn't the right time, and I didn't think it was the dynamic that. And Stevie, Miles, Brandon, love them to death, and they'll be on at this show at some point. But the dynamic we were doing then didn't have the same dynamic that we have now, and the divine timing of it being needed now more than ever with the vibration and the frequency of the people that we have and keep bringing in is what leads us to where we are now.
Yeah, what I feel. This whole thing is about faith, but then you keep saying divine timing and just
Which is all a part of faith.
It's all part of faith, man.
Because in order to, you have to have faith that it will happen at the divine
time. Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
So walk by faith, y'all, not by sight.
I'm telling you. Yes, sir.
And give us mushrooms.
I'll spread them out evenly, I promise.
I was nervous today, to be honest, because I filmed your episode. Your episode. Fucking profound, both of you as individuals, and even more so together. And I woke up when Mikey reminded me, like, Friday. I was like, I have to talk with these guys. It was rough, but thank you guys for being on.
We appreciate it. Thank you for being
I
here.
appreciate it, man. I'm learning, man, and I feel like I'm doing less talking and more just observing and feeling the energy. And honestly, I feel a little greedy because I'm getting filled up.
We all feeling each other.
Come on, that's what we're here for. Come on.
And so I'll just thank you for having me, guys. Like this is
Man,
beautiful.
thank you all for being here, man.
Normalize this, yo. What y'all doing?
That's exactly what Conversation with the Boys is for.
Yeah.
We're looking to bring it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go everywhere. This is gonna go crazy.
That's what you say, coming to a city near you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.